ATMs. They all look the same, right? But just because the machine looks normal at first glance, like this one, watch what happens. Doesn't mean it hasn't been expertly rigged to scam you out of your hard-earned money. That's a whole new fake part of that machine on top of the real machine. Can you believe a dummy ATM on top of the real thing? And that's why today's how-to is all about making sure you do not get scammed at the ATM. Security expert and author of Prepared and Not Scared, Bill Stanton, is here. There are some ATMs that I suspect are more vulnerable than others. Should we be picking the ones in the banks versus the corners?
Well, you said it right there. Like a book, you don't want to judge an ATM by its cover. You want to tend to go to the bank because the cameras there are there to watch you for your safety, not to rip you off. When you go to these singular ATM machines that are on a sidewalk corner or somewhere else, you want to stay away from them unless absolutely necessary, in my opinion.
I do that when I travel no matter what. I just feel it's a safer place anyway.
Absolutely.
I know Bill says before you put your card into any ATM machine, there's some things we all need to do. So we actually created our own ATM experience here. We got people in the field as well to just like what you're going through. We're all going to experience it. The first thing Bill says is to scan for hidden cameras. So why would they want to film me putting my card into a machine?
Well, why don't we have you do it first, and then I'll explain.
Okay.
Here's the card. Now, before anybody gets excited, this is a card for demonstration purposes only. They're not going to get anything out of us. Not today.
All right, so I put it in the machine.
Put it in the machine. Now you're going to put in your PIN.
Okay, so this is 4646. That's yours, right?
That's my PIN.
Okay.
All right. So now what's going to happen is, what just happened is everything that you now own, your bank account, your checking account, all your pedigree information that's on that card, the bad guys have right now.
How?
How? Smile, you're on not so candid camera. Here is a camera that's hidden in plain sight right there. And you think it looks like it was made to be there.
Yeah.
Right? So you're not going to question that. But it could also be in the headphone jack. It could also be in a dent or a scuff mark on this machine. And it's taking your PIN so it can get your information.
My goodness. And it's that easy to hack into a machine to be able to put a hidden camera there?
Well, they put the camera there, and they're also getting it from the card through a scammer from the scammer.
So there's also something called a skimmer. It's a
Yes.
whole different way of stealing. So that's different from what we just showed. Again, these guys are very clever. Explain what a skimmer is, and how do you know if your ATM machine has one on it?
Okay, well, what a skimmer does, for easy explanation, is it's cloning the information the ATM actually gets. So every bit of information that we just talked about, your bank account number, et cetera, all that pedigree information, the skimmer is getting. So what you do is called the tug test.
Okay.
So it's very simple.
But show me. Actually, you know what? Before you do that, this thing's called the tug test. I want you to figure this out because it's not too difficult, and I want you to do it along with us because Jamie is at an ATM right now, just like the one you might be going to. And Jamie's actually gotten scammed in the past by an ATM skimmer. So she also wants to know how to stay safe in the future. Jamie, what happened before we get to this test?
Hi, Dr. Oz. So a little bit over a month ago, I went to an ATM that I've used for years with no problem. And about a few days later, I checked my bank account and I was missing over $1,500. I called my bank right away to let them know. And they put in that there was fraudulent charges. But what happened was, because they had my PIN number, it took a few weeks and the help of a police department to get my money back. So I don't want this to happen to anyone else.
Oh, that's terrible. I'm sorry you went through that. All right, well, you and I are both going to learn about the tug test along with the rest of the audience. So walk us through it.
Okay, when you go to put it in, so you put the card in, but before you do, do a little tug.
Of the actual place I'm putting the card in?
Of the actual place where you're putting the card in.
All right, Jamie,
do a little tug.
On three. 1, 2, 3, pull. Oh, mine came. Oh, my goodness, look at that.
Uh-huh.
It's a replica. Jamie, has yours come off?
This one's good.
Okay.
She's legit, and that one you need to quit because you pulled it off, and that was set up to clone the information that would have actually gone in. So now, if this wasn't here, you would put that card in. Now, try to pull it now. No, do the tug test. Nothing's going. Legit, you could put it in.
This is incredibly devious that they would do this.
You know what? They spend so much time. These are smart people doing stupid acts, and we have to be smarter.
Okay. I'm going to leave that skim around there. It's terrible. Next up, we got a dummy cash box scenario. I didn't even know I had to be aware of this. Explain what it is again and how do we figure it out?
Well, these dummy cash boxes are anything but dumb. What these ingenious criminals do is they create a barrier where you're collecting your cash to make it look like it's supposed to be there, and when no money comes out, because it's blocking the cash dispenser right there, as you see.
Oh.
That's where the cash is, but it's blocked. So when no money comes out, you think it's a default of the cash machine. And they're hoping you're either going to go look to get help or go to another cash machine, and as soon as you leave, they're going to swoop in and get the money for their bank that came out of yours.
This is the dumbest, but perhaps the most diabolical, because if you block off with the cash coming out, of course I would think it didn't work.
Simple, stupid, and you're just going to move on.
Yeah.
We all live in a fast food world. It takes time. You know, if you take that step, you take a little extra precaution, you'll be prepared, not scared, not to get ripped off.
I love this.
Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss out on new videos to live the good life.